and water fill your ears and changes the sound of everything. Find something to put on. Sit still and I'll fix your hair.
The first touring experiences that I ever had in my life were some like weekend runs that Harold and I's very first like quote unquote real, and it's not actually our first real band, but that's probably what we would have called it when we were 16 years old, was doing like weekend runs. So like we would just shack up in like an older friend's car and like drive down to like Maryland and play a show and then come back, and it was like the most exhilarating thing in the world to be like, oh, we played Jersey, then like West Virginia, then Pennsylvania, and went home.
It felt like the first time in my life I had done anything that was like just us, you know, that was like just me and my friends, and it made me feel like there was something bigger than the life I had been showed in school and like through like, you know, public education, like back home.
That same band that at that point had kind of grown up musically, sonically with us, whatever. The band was called They All Float, by the way. That was like the first tour that was like, whoa, this feels like the thing that everyone talks about. It's like, you're on the road, you're away from home, like nothing else matters, you're just doing it, and you're crashing on floors and crashing in people's houses and like accepting generosity from people where it was available, where someone was like, sleep on my couch, like have some food, whatever, like you're taking those things and you're grateful as fuck that you have them.
It was the worst tour I've ever been on to this day. Like it was fucking horrible, but like I think that there was like, we tapped into something really interesting that was like, it was liberating. It was like we can kind of do whatever we want, and that was a really special feeling. And to get to share that with Joey, who I now get to do this with full time, was like super special and like meant the world to me, and still does, you know. Like I love that I get to look back on my first tour being with my best friend, and my next tour in my late 20s also being with my best friend and the rest of my best friends. You know, it's a really cool thing. Like that feeling, that spirit hasn't gone away.
First full US we did, me and Joey, we did like 12 people in a 15-passenger van. It was fucking horrible. Looking back, it's nothing we would ever do today, but that was like the first time that I ever saw California. That was the first time we'd ever gone out west. That was the first time we played literally everywhere. Like we played what felt like literally everywhere. I want to say it was like a month, but it was brutal.
I went on tour with TJ's old band, Adrenaline, and it was my first time going to like the Midwest, to Canada, and then looping back around to places I haven't been to in the Northeast. And like that, me and TJ still like refer to as like one of the funnest tours we've ever did.
It was so like, we were so like juvenile and crazy and just doing a bunch of fun stuff.
We had like a monitor set up so we could play Smash in the van.
Obviously, I had my whole tenure of touring with, I would go out with like Sanction sometimes. I went with my own band, Typecast, and then I toured full-time with Vane for quite a few years.
When you go on tours in general, like you're gonna strengthen the bonds with the people that you go on the tour with. And Joey went through everything with Vane, with all of us.
But the first Koyo tour was Koyo and Soulblind right after the pandemic had passed.
First tour that I can remember is really not so far away. It was 2021. It was Koyo, Soulblind. In the fall of 21, we went down the coast. And honestly, like, everything I can remember from those shows was just like lightning in a bottle.
Those shows were like something I'd never experienced in my life. None of us had experienced anything like that yet in any of our bands. We all played in hardcore bands. We all played, or most of us did. We all played tons of shows all over the country, all over the world even, but we really hadn't had a band amongst any of us that like was accepted as like the shit, like for lack of a better way to put it.
To this day, that show in, I think it was Brandon, sticks out as like a banner moment for like, oh wow, like people off Long Island and like out of New York, out of state, like all the way down in fucking Florida, give a shit.
No one ever like embraced Hangman or embraced Typecast in the way that like people have embraced Koyo or people have embraced Pain of Truth, like because Micheal played in both Hangman and Pain of Truth, Harold played in Hangman and Koyo, like there's like these intersections of like all of our peers and these like bands that came out after COVID.
Me and Harold, obviously, we were in another band together. It was called Hangman. And when we started to slow down, I feel like I remember him starting to show me demos and just being really psyched on it, or like, told me about like the ideas for Koyo. And at the same time, I was kind of starting to do Paint Sure stuff. So it was kind of at the same time that we were starting to build. So
I always knew Joey was a talented guy because I knew he had a good singing voice, but to hear all of them create the sound that they do, I think it's such a special thing. I think it takes the five of them coming together to make the kind of stuff that they make,
I got the whole experience of like road dogging and doing it from the absolute bottom and seeing it like shoulder to shoulder with Vane as they like elevated and got to a crazy place, but like I had never experienced that myself.
Roar of Doom. No, it's literally all of it. It's the whole thing.
There's one cup in there.
There's one little actual one cup in there. God fucking damn it. I'm pissed. Pissed the fuck off.
My feelings towards touring have changed in the sense that they've matured, I think, a lot, because my system of responsibility has gotten a lot bigger.
Our lives are a little more settled than they were when we were in our early 20s, if not younger, just starting touring. And it does kind of create a little more friction, not in like literally touring, like we are obviously good to do it, we're happy to do it, but it just adds a rub in aspects of life that was not always there.
We love being out, don't get me wrong, but there are times when you're in the middle of the country or buttfuck wherever and you're like, I really wish I was home right now. And then, there are times when you come home and you've been home for a week, whatever, and you're like, well, I wish I was out right now.
My thoughts on touring in many ways have changed since I first started touring, and it's not necessarily the thoughts of like what touring is or isn't in its entirety. I think it's just like anything in life where you do a lot of one thing in so many different ways. You kind of become a master of the craft, if you would. Like you do something so much that you understand it inside and out. It's like you're everything. You spam it. And eventually, like all things, like you hit some point of like diminishing return.
He took me to a taco.
Come here! We're Koyo flown out! It's our first time in Syracuse! Let's fucking get it! Yeah! Syracuse, everybody jump! Run down, hey! No need to hey! Follow these nights to the back of the time! Fire's been crazy! There's nothing taken!
I would say the overall motivator is the same, to just go out and like play music, but now that it is such a sufficient part of like my daily life and like my routine, it's something that, you know, I fell out of love with for a long time, and I came back around on in the past year or so, and I really owe that to everyone in the band for just being the best support system in the world and being really fucking cool.
That's so ill. Yo, someone smell the shower.
I just did. Yo, I gagged.
You went in the shower?
PJ, go in the shower. Yo,
Mark,
it smells fine on inside. The shower smells unbelievably bad.
All right.
Which one is it?
To the left. It's same as yours.
This one? They
Yeah.
never use the shower.
Oh. And then
Get in there.
That was legitimately horrible. Like one of the worst things I ever smelled in my life.
Drain, once we started kind of getting a team developed, we started meeting a lot of these Long Island dudes. And so now it's like Sal has worked on a bunch of stuff with Drain on the back end. Harold has done all of our design stuff for the last 2 albums. So it's like they're a part. Koyo is a part of Drain team, and Drain is Koyo team. You know what I mean?
We've known Drain for quite some time now, 5-6 years, but like in the small amounts of touring we've done together, a week here, a weekend there, another week, like it feels like I've hit the road with them like for months, because that's how like tight you get that fast.
Drive like 90 minutes, which kind of impedes on what you want to do, where it's like be close proximity.
Yeah, that just sounds bad for the fest, truthfully. But if it gets canned, then it's like
It doesn't matter. We're obviously not counting on it to get canned, though, right? Like,
this is so fucking cooked that this is like a variable, because if this wasn't a variable, the OG plan is just like
It makes
the
so
move.
much sense. So much
Right.
sense. Yo, if we get fucked by the storm and they cancel it, and
Yeah.
we don't have a place to stay,
No, then we're double fucked, yeah.
we are so
We are rocking hard.
we're just gonna need like 5-10 minutes to
Yeah.
drive to a gas station and fill up and I'll be ready to
The
go.
day was like a total clusterfuck, to be honest. Like for those like all day festivals, you have to load in super early, so like you have to be on site at like 7 in the morning, get situated, get credentials off site, come back, set up the merch tent, like strike everything. We're just sweating our asses off, like trying to find how to get in, waiting for Jacob. We get to the green room, the door was locked, we're literally drenched in sweat. It was also raining a ton, like throughout the day, on and off. And it's a rain or shine event, but like thunder and lightning, it's game over. Like it's just not happening. And the amount of times we were like, ooh, looks like this isn't happening, leading up to our set was like crazy. Like probably like on and off like 5-6 times of, are we actually gonna play? Did we just go through all of this like crazy day just to like not play?
being a part of Warped Tour period was really special just because it was such a major institution of alternative music when we were kids. And to get to be a part of that legacy was really, really special, and it felt sort of like we were welcome into this crop of bands that we had always like dreamt of, you know, being a part of, which was really cool.
We got 2 songs left. Before we go, 2 things. 1, next week we go to the studio and make a brand new album. You ready to hear a new record? And 2, this show is a part of our tour with our brothers in a band called Drain. Please make some noise for Drain, please. We love and respect the fuck out of that band and our brothers. They're K1 respecters. They put on for us. We love Drain. These last 2 songs go out to them. This shit's for anyone who's heard of us before. This shit's called 10 Minutes Away. Get your